Welcome. Today we're going to talk about resource folder locations for Civil 3D. Here I'm going to pull up ground control and just do a global search for the support folder location. And it's going to take us here, and we'll open that PDF up. This has also been included in your in the files for the meeting. We're going to talk about the Civil 3D profiles, templates, line types, tool palettes, plotters, plot styles, shape files, font files, the Civil 3D pipe catalog, vehicle tracking, and drawing details, and we'll also include the design center and tool palette. Let's go ahead and open this up in Adobe Acrobat so we can click on the links and access these network locations. So here, let's go ahead and go to the Civil 3D profiles. We have a profile for Lynchburg and Blacksburg. One is set up for name plot styles. Drawing templates. Here again we have several drawing templates. We have the master for Blacksburg and a master for Lynchburg. Blacksburg is using the name plot style. Lynchburg is using the color to the line weights. Line types. If a drawing is started by the template, it will automatically have these loaded, but if you're working with the drawing that does not, you can come here and load these line types from this location. There's some custom line types in here as well, some for Blacksburg. Again, some of these are more specialty line types that aren't commonly used on every project. Next, let's talk about tool palettes, and these are where we keep block symbols, or at least we access the block symbols. The actual drawings are located here, but rather than going through and opening up a drawing looking for a particular block, we have created a way to access those. These blocks work for both name plot styles and colors to line weights. Next, let's talk about plotters and plot styles. This is where the drawing, the profile references these locations when printing files for your plotters and your plot styles. Shape files. Again, these are going to be in a template if you started a drawing from a template, but if you need to load something, you can come to the Data 01 Civil 3D Custom Settings folder, and these shape files will be included in there. Same thing with font files. Again, these fonts will be in a drawing that's been started from the template, but if you're working with one that isn't, you can come here, and these have your meta font files, your Arial files, and then the Arial shape file as well. The Civil 3D pipe catalog. This is the one for Lynchburg, and this is the location you need to reference if you're working with the drawing where somebody has started that from the Lynchburg template. Drawing details. Again, these are located on Data 01 Civil 3D details, and we have some details that have been set up to work again with both name plot style and color to line weight setups. Most of these details are going to be images that are in the municipalities or state agencies. You can see these are all PDFs. Some of the images might be JPEGs or TIFFs, such as in the ENS control manual. And I believe VDOT is also using PDFs. So let's talk about the Design Center and how to access some of these details without maybe having to go through File Explorer. So I'm just opening up CAD here, and let's go ahead and open up, create a new drawing from the template. And if you go to your palettes and you pull this drop down, I think it's the second one over in the top. And tool palettes are great because they allow you to preview the item that you're looking at, and you can browse down into these folders much faster. So I'm just going to pick site items because that's a site file. I'm going to pick one that has a little bit better zoom. So these are all fences, and so it allows you to just kind of browse the details that are available, and then you can just drag and drop it over, and it inserts into the drawing. And again, these are these work with both Lynchburg and Blacksburg setups. These borders can be frozen independently. They're on separate layers, so if you don't need that, you can turn that off. Just included that as part of our standard template. So you can see there, that was the name plot style setup. All the layers come in on National CAD standard layers, and all the plot styles are set to will meet also the Blacksburg plot styles. So yeah, here are all the detail layers. Colors, they also match the Lynchburg setup. So again, these details work with both offices. Some images can be seen, TIFFs and JPEGs, so you can preview those images here, and again, drag and drop those into the drawing so that you don't have to browse through File Explorer and drag and drop them through there. There we go. We're going to close that out. The next thing I'd like to talk about are tool palettes. Again, we mentioned how do we get to blocks and things like that. We've created some custom tool palettes here. All the major categories. Again, these symbols work with both setups. You can see it's a little easier to see the grouping that we have there for the H&P 2020. Have some stuff in there for both plan sheets and erosion, site, landscaping. These standard notes, you can bring those in. We have ENS blocks. Again, to bring in one of these symbols, you can just drag and drop it over into the drawing window. These are set to adjust to the scale of the drawing. Some other features that you can have are commands like drawing lines, and what's great about these is that they come in on the correct layer. Even though my current layer is set to 0, when I draw these, it changes to silt fence temporarily, or whatever item I've selected, and puts that on the right layer. So that's kind of handy, you know, if you don't like switching layers a lot and you just want to draw on the correct layer. Again, these symbols have, they will wipe out anything behind them, so you can insert those into the drawing and see how the line work will not cover up the label or the symbol there itself. So so you see I've inserted this at 20 scale. One thing that's nice about this is the X's don't disappear based on the line type, so You can put those in at any scale that you want. One of the other great things is you can change the scale, and it will also change the size of the symbol that it inserts at. So these symbols are dependent on the dimension of the drawing to be sized accordingly. Here we have maintenance notes, details of maintenance, general ENS notes, and an ENS legend. And this comes in a block. You have to explode it, and then you can take out or remove the items that you don't want. Have all kinds of site items, symbols, hatches, lines, all kinds of things that are common to site items there. Have landscape blocks for trees and bushes. Again, these come in, will be dependent on the scale of the drawing and will be sized appropriately. Again, you may have to adjust them to fit the scale of your drawing. We've also included some pavement markings, and one of the nice features, I went ahead and brought over some dynamic drawing objects. These are nice because you can align these blocks to line work that's already in your drawing. You can draw multiple parking stalls just by sliding. You can again adjust stall depth and add curb or wheel stops. So having dynamic blocks are kind of nice. They come in two categories, 9 and 10. We've added some signage symbols in here as well for construction symbology. Have some predefined road templates, and then we have your typical sanitary symbols, lines, notes. Same thing with storm. Some of these blocks here are dynamic. So just like the parking tool, you can pull over one of these inlets, and it has some sliders on it that you can change the type of inlet from 3Bs to 3As to 3Cs. You can change the throat length by adjusting that, and you can flip or mirror the sides that it's on, and then again you've got something that you can adjust to align to. Also have some some dynamic blocks for pipes as well. You can come in here and change the size of the pipe, and see, there's a few options there, and you can grab the end and move it, rotate it, make it longer, shorter, adjust it however you need to. This is great for when you're in a pinch and you need to draw something really quickly for your engineer to look at. Water, a lot of the common symbols, notes, legends, waterline. So you can start just drawing that, and it will use the right, put that on the right layer so it'll have the right line type. We have some miscellaneous for gas and other utilities, electric. We have some stuff for revisions, and again we can do commands, and revision clouds are kind of nice. Makes things a little easier. Or you could do the line and then convert it. Fortunately, when you convert it, it puts it on the current layer, and so you have to match it back to the other layer. So well, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and we can add additional items to these tool palettes and customize them. So one way to bring those in is to import those using the custom settings. Go here and you can look for these XTP files, and these will bring those in. And then you can create your own palette group if you want. Here's an old one that was just to kind of show you how it works. And usually when it imports, it'll import it into the current group. But we've already got those. You can see that that's an old one. To remove it, you can just click it and click remove. To remove it there, you can also right click and remove. Thank you for watching.